Now
Yeah,
it's not on. You know what? We're not showing. So I
I
know.
know.
Let me see. I know we're on. Gina, are
Yep.
we on? Gina, can you see us? I mean, on YouTube, because it doesn't show us on yet. So I can't share us out.
Right.
I don't think I can share us out until we're on. So it doesn't show that we're on. So
Yeah.
um, let me see. And I paid for the new subscription. So I have the subscription. It says end broadcast. Let me go back. Let me go back. Oh, okay, it's on. It's on. Well, nope, there it is. Yep, it's on. Got it. Got it. Okay, let me go ahead and share it out. Um,
I found it. There we are.
okay, there we go. There we go. So let's do old ladies don't wear diapers. Okay, live stream. Jump on. Okay, so we got that one going. And are you putting it out on Facebook too?
Yeah, I'm getting ready to do that as well.
Let me put mine out on my Facebook. Welcome, welcome. If anybody's here, we'll be on in just a moment. Live stream. Old ladies don't wear diapers. Okay, and I'll do one more so we have it out there and going. And let me see here. Did you plant any corn or anything this year?
We've got corn in, we have tomatoes in, bush beans are in, uh, sunflowers, blackberry bushes are going. Um,
Wow.
so, and then, radish and lettuce, cucumbers because I got to make pickles this year. So,
Right. Well, that sounds wonderful.
yeah.
We did a garden too. My sons and I did a garden. We're not gardeners, but I grew up around gardeners, so we're hoping some of that wears off on us. But our soil is very sandy. So far, so good though, but we have no clue what we're doing. Welcome,
Yeah.
everybody. Pinoy Ahoy. Would you like to come up, Pinoy Ahoy? Carolina Hillbilly. Hey, Carolina, you're welcome to come up. Mal
Diapers for sale.
Cookie, welcome. Diane Martian. Martin, welcome. Ichi Ruse, Malvic Cooking, anyone else that I missed, welcome, welcome, welcome. And this is a shout out channel. So anyone can come up for a few minutes and shout their channel out. And, then normally I have like 4 or 5 or 6 of us, guest hosts. So I don't know. I think Norgus is coming. Oh, let me send her the link. Did I send her the link? Let me see. Going live. Okay, let's see. Where is Norgus on her way? So let me resend it to her. Okay, there she goes. There she goes. And I'm going to put the link in there. Hey, Jude Lambs. Hello, hello. Let me put that. Jude, would you like to come on for a moment? You can come on for, a moment and shout out your channel if you would like. Malvic, you can. We welcome anyone who wants to come on for a minute to shout out their channel. You're very welcome. You just click on the link. And we don't talk politics. We don't talk anything negative. We're an inspirational channel. But even if you're a gaming channel, you can share out what it is that you talk about. If you do politics, you can say, I do politics, but you don't have to say which side you're on or anything like that. So thank you, Ichi. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Malvic, I'm doing great. I had a big crying fit last night. And the truth is, I'm 62, going to be 63-year-old college student, and I'm taking a full-time summer load of college courses, and they all opened up yesterday, and it was like a mountain of work. So I was up till midnight doing schoolwork last night, and I will be up till midnight tonight doing schoolwork tonight. But I love it. It's wonderful. I got a full scholarship. So I didn't go to school to get a scholarship. It just happened to be that way. But it's a lot of work. But I do want to share some great news here. I don't know how many's on here, but I'll share the news. Cynthia knows. I got on the dean's list. And how that happened was yesterday, my son came in and I was like behind here doing all my homework and I was stressed. He said, Mom, I got a letter from the college. And I said, oh boy, what is it? And you opened it for me. And so he opened it and he said, Mom, it says something about the dean's list. And I said, go show your dad. I said, I don't have time for this right now. I'm stressed. And he took it to my husband, and my husband came out and said, do you know that you made the dean's list?
That is fantastic.
I did. I made the dean's list, straight A's. And my classes are very hard. So, and now I got to live up to that, which makes it even harder. So, but, it makes it all worthwhile when you get a letter that says you're, one of the top students in the school. So
right.
It makes it well worth it. Hey, Liz Ann, welcome. Thank you, Malvic. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Amber. Hello. TN Kito Mama, welcome. Thank you, Pinoy. Pinoy, would you like to come up and shout out your channel? Pinoy Ahoy has this amazing channel, and I go on there if I'm here, if I'm not buried in homework, I go on his channel, and he comes on every night about 8 o'clock. So Pinoy Ahoy, Cynthia, do you know how to put links in?
I put mine in, yeah.
Okay. Gina, can you put Pinoy Ahoy's link in, and anyone else that's here? Gina's on here somewhere. Okay, Pinoy. Okay, got it. Well, you're welcome anytime. Love to have you. Let's see. Would Liz Ann, Cynthia, Diane, US Never Them, hello. You're welcome to come up and say hello.
Hello.
And show your channel for a moment. You're very, very welcome. We love all kinds of channels and all kinds of personalities, as long as they're respectful. And if we get a troll that comes up, we'll pray for them and then we'll block them. Okay. And I've got my trolls. So Humble Barista, welcome. And thank you so much. Humble Barista came up yesterday. Hey, Jonathan, yep. Thank you. Now, this is the issue that we're having. Most people see this in replay. Very few people see this up front, because YouTube does not announce that we're live until 12 hours after we've been on, and they don't even put it up for 12 hours. So after we finish, you won't be able to find this for 12 hours, and then it will appear. Hey, Scott. Hey, Norgus. Welcome. Oh, wait a minute, Scott. Wait a minute. Let me put him back in. Okay, there you go. Norgus, welcome. Hey. Where's your Martian headphones?
And Cynthia, your hair is so beautiful again today, honey.
Thank you.
Hey, Jonathan, welcome.
Hey there, everyone. Great to see you all.
We're allowed, by the way, my guest host, we are allowed to interrupt each other to say hello to somebody, because that's just part of our it's acceptable to shout out somebody while somebody else is talking, because otherwise we may miss them, and we don't want to do that.
Right.
Amber, welcome.
Yep.
Ooh. So how are you doing, Scott?
I'm doing well.
Good.
I'm doing good. I'm having a good day. Awesome chill day off work. So.
Okay, somebody has, Scott or Norgus, I think it's you, Scott, that has the sound on.
Doing well. Oh, shoot.
Good.
Hold on. Yeah, that's me.
Okay, good. Got it. I know.
Sorry about that.
On Norgus's. I went on Norgus's this morning, and when I was on Norgus's, what happened was I got on Norgus's, and I forgot to turn my sound off on YouTube, and so I, made a lot of noise, right, Norgus?
Hey there, Bruce Davis.
Norgus.
Hey, guys.
Hey, do you hear us? She doesn't hear us. Cynthia, can you say something to her? She doesn't hear me.
Norgus, honey, do you hear us?
Can you hear said, that's okay. Make a joyful noise.
There you are.
Do you hear us, Norgus? I don't think she hears us.
I don't either. Let me type in here and ask her.
Type it in, because I don't think she hears us.
Mike.
Yeah, I don't think she hears us.
I think
Scott,
she needs to unmute her mic.
how's your day going so far?
I'm gonna have to refresh.
I'm doing good. I'm having a productive day. Helped with my son with a chore I needed to get finished and stuff. And got some stuff done. I've been talking and doing some networking with other channels and stuff like that. And things are good.
Okay. Hey, Scott, your glasses are reflecting. And we can't see your beautiful eyes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we can see your beautiful eyes. You know, it was reflecting with a glare, and so now, and your eyes are beautiful. So you want to show them off anyhow.
That's why I don't. That's why I don't wear my glasses. And so when I try to read the comments, it's like,
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
kind of blurry.
Yep. So all three of us probably can't read the comments, and that's why you see me get up and down. I put the glasses on, but I also have 3 computers here, and I can't see all of the comments on this one. So I go over and I get up all the time and go look at the comments and make sure that I can see them over there. So yeah. So Norga should be back. I don't know where she went, but let me see.
she said she was going to refresh it. So
okay, let me see where she's at. Let me see. Oops. Okay, so what's going on with everybody?
we were talking gardens a little bit ago. Do you plant gardens, Scott?
I love gardening. I haven't actually been able to have a garden in like forever, and I'm going crazy. So because I have a little bit of space out front of where I'm at now, I'm gonna have some plants and stuff, and I might try to grow some tomatoes or something. I gotta be planting and growing something because I'm gonna go insane if I can't have a garden.
Right. Yeah. Container gardening is awesome. We did.
I love nature, like everything nature. Gardening is part of nature, right? So I love to be growing my herbs and my vegetables and flowers and whatever I can get my hands dirty doing.
You know, for your herbs and stuff like that, we just got a garden tower this summer, and so it kind of looks like a 4-sided teepee, and that's where we planted like our lettuce and our herbs and all that kind of stuff in that. And it worked out really well.
Man, I'm gonna have to get some contact.
There you go.
I'm so sorry.
Did you just get off your live, Norgis?
I did, and then I had to refresh everything, and then refresh me. I got some Triscuits. I had to find something.
Let me ask you each a question. Okay, before you come live, like right before, like say a minute, 2 minutes before you come live, what is the one thing you do last before you come live?
I share out the stream.
Before you come live.
Check my lipstick.
Okay. What do you do, Scott?
I share the stream out. I make sure I get it out everywhere possible to help bring more people into the community so we can help more people.
So what do you do before that? Like the one thing you do before that?
I make sure I have a beverage and I've
Good.
I've emptied myself.
I did a potty break because I'm not old enough yet for diapers.
Right. Cynthia, what do you do?
You know, honestly, before I hit that button, the first thing I do is calm. Calm. Yeah. Be okay? Because I get nervous.
Well, I have to be honest. You know what I do? Right before I go on live, I run to the bathroom. Even if I don't have to, I make sure so I don't have to get up and pee later in the middle of the stream. So I always run to the bathroom and then I come back. So that's the last thing I do. I just kind of, and I always do mouthwash before I come on.
Mouthwash, deodorant, perfume, it's all necessary.
Well,
so, yeah, that's the last thing I do before I come on, you know. And,
well, you know, I just come off for 4 hours. You know, Diana, I just come off from 4 hours. So, you know, I do have to make that run to the restroom, you know.
Right.
So.
Fortunately, you have good people on your panel. So if you had to go to the bathroom, you could get up and go.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, people come on here and they eat, they go to the bathroom, their kids come in the room. Yeah, you know, I mean, one night I was on live on someone else's live, and my son didn't know I was on live, and he came through without his shirt on, you know, and you know, my husband, he doesn't know, you know, if I'm on live, you know, you never know what's going to go on.
This is why you see a curtain behind me, because I've got a 16-year-old that'll run through this house in his undershorts, you know.
Oh my gosh.
My husband asked me, or my son did, why is my screen? Because usually I have it like this where you can't see the hallway.
Right.
I do. And I said, because I never know when your dad's going to come in from work and then go, you know, go. So the hallway is off limits. So that way my husband can live his life and not be affected by this.
Hey, we have a lot of people, a lot of new people in here. X-Shy Javez, Mayase, Z-Mex, Selena, Vicky, and US Never Them. Let me go back up because I don't want to miss people. And hey, anyone want to come up?
Humble Barista.
Hey, Humble Barista's in the house.
Hey.
X-Shy Dove is my mother-in-law. That's my mom.
Yeah, yeah.
You
I mean, we'll do everything on our lives, everything.
Is my mom. Us, Never Them. Welcome. Hello.
Dogzilla, welcome.
Dogzilla, that's awesome.
You know, anyone is welcome to come up for a moment, you know, like a 1-minute type of thing, and shout out your channel and tell what it's about. We would love to have you. I put the stream in there. I can put it in again. Make sure y'all share this out. It's easy to share out. You click share. It'll pop up a little thing with a red button. You put live stream in, push the red button. It's gone. It doesn't cost you anything. And it's wonderful if you share it, because otherwise people don't see us until much later when it goes into replay. So we appreciate that if you will do that. And Scott, you know, yesterday when I got off here, we had around 200 views, and then it jumps up overnight because people watch it in replay. But we don't see that when we're on here. Are you there, Scott?
Yeah, I'm here. It's kind of glitching.
Okay. Do you want to come back in?
I'm not in?
Yeah, you're in. You're a little bit slow. Do you want to come back in and try it?
Do you want to refresh? Go out.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
So
old ladies don't wear diapers. Do any of you wear diapers?
Nope, no diapers here.
No diapers.
Not unless I'm going to be back to back on streams.
There's nothing wrong with wearing diapers. You know, I mean, I know, you know, some people, young people that have to wear diapers. There's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, people think automatically when you get old, you wear diapers. And that's not true. You know, that's not true at all. But, you know, some people, you know, as you do get older, things, you know, shift and all that. And if you have to wear diapers, you wear diapers. You know, that's not an issue. And I think that's whatever works for somebody. But yeah, we don't wear diapers. You know, I'm the oldest of all of you, because I will be 63 next Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. And so we're all going to sing me happy birthday next Tuesday on a live, hopefully. Yeah. And go ahead.
Okay, I do have to say, when I was 40 and started at the conferencing center I worked at, we had a lot of sitting. Now, I do have to say that it was that time of my life that things at that time of the month were very, very heavy.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of daycare diapers left over. And I have to say that, yes, there were times that I had to have one of those on. I mean, you know, so I guess I could say at 40, yes, I did at 40. I don't have that problem now, but at 40, yes. So that's just a little Twitter of me, guys, that you guys.
But you know what? We all go through things, and you know, there's nothing. You know, we're all different, and we all have our own life experiences and our own problems and our own issues. And no one should ever feel that there's something wrong with them, even if they wore diapers, because we're all, you know, we all have something. All of us do. and you got to feel comfortable. It's just that people think that old ladies wear diapers, and I don't think that's always true. You know, some do, some don't, but you know, we don't.
The only time I might need one is if you get me laughing too hard, and then, you know, wow.
Well, maybe if we get a few trolls on here, we'll get you laughing, you know.
Hey, Burns junk closet. Look, my mother-in-law told me a little trick. Now I can go to your channels to make sure we're still connected.
Right, yeah.
And I was like, that's wonderful. It's like how you used to could do with YouTube, but they took it away. So now I can it just pops them up, you know, and I can check everybody.
Lori,
we never want to make anybody feel like anything's wrong if you do, because all age groups, there's different age group things can happen.
Sure.
And, you know, everybody has different disabilities and abilities. I say my superhero, he's called a superhero. He has spina bifida. And he's in Australia. He has the best attitude. I love him.
My first wife has spina bifida.
And he has come up on my panel, and I just love him to pieces. I told him, I said, dude, just tell me how backwards you rung the basketball goal.
Right.
And backwards. And he laughed at me. He said, it did take a few times. I said, but you did it.
Right.
I can't do it face first. So,
you know, every person has their own unique issues. And I think that, you know, so many people hide them or are afraid or whatever, but we're all just people. And, you know, our stories set us free, but it also sets other people free. So if one of us did wear diapers and we shared that, that would help somebody who does wear diapers not feel so bad. So people do wear diapers, and you know, people do have issues, and people do go through things, and we've all gone through our own things. My thing may be different than Norgas's and Cynthia's and Scott's, but we've all been through our own things in life. And that's what this channel is about. It's to let people come together and be uniquely, authentically who they are, as long as they're respectful and approaching life from a positive point of view. Hey, Guilford, welcome. Gina, can you drop Guilford's link in there too? Guilford, hey, welcome. Guilford has an amazing channel, Guilford, I don't think I saw you on live this morning. I came by and I didn't see you live. Guilford does an amazing channel in the morning, about 9 o'clock our time, Eastern Standard Time. Bernie Mabe, welcome. Cammie, welcome. So, Scott, I assume you don't wear diapers.
No. No, but I've had an experience in my life that I've actually lost the ability to use my legs.
Oh my gosh.
I had a really bad. I have a neurological disorder, and I went to a part of my life where I'd go to get up, and my legs were like, no. So I know what it's like to have like I deal with other mental issues and stuff like that, mental health issues, but I've also dealt with physical maladies as well. Right. So I went through a part of my life where I'd wake up shaking, and I go to bed like shaking. And sometimes I'd just be sitting somewhere, and I'd go to get up, and my legs just wouldn't go. I was crossing the street one time, and my legs just stopped.
Yeah.
So
I have that from the automobile accident I was in. And so like it only affects half of one leg, but the other leg, it affects the whole leg. So I was out here a while back in my chicken yard taking care of my chickens. My husband was in the shop next over, his woodworking shop. And so I came out of the chicken house and got part way out, and that leg said, nope, not going to do that. It just quit. And I fell face first in the chicken yard.
Oh, my goodness.
I was covered from head to toe in mud, and you know what? And I look over at my husband standing at the shop door, and he's trying not to laugh. And he's like, are you okay? And I said, hey, people pay for mud baths, okay? So I'm golden.
And see, that's weird because I do that too. So it's just like they told me my lower spine that it somehow I'll just get to where I'm trying to sit down wherever I'm at. And I was in the kitchen. My husband couldn't help me quick enough. And I thought I just kind of laid down, but my son run in there. He said, no, Mom, you fell. So my bad shoulder, where I had shoulder surgery, I fell on it, and I couldn't figure out why that hip hurt and why that arm hurt for a week. And my son said, well, Mom, you took a hard hit.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So sometimes my body just says, hey, your feet are doing this. They don't look like it. That yesterday they did it. But hey, they're dancing. Even if you're still, they're dancing.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Listen, as terrible as it sounds, I was happy when it had happened in the chicken yard, because when it happens in my house, I have concrete floors, and that is not cool.
Oh, man. Oh, that's not good.
Hey, we got old floors. I could put a hole in the floor. I mean, these floors are from 1914.
Wow.
I went through the kitchen one time with my high heels on when I was working way back, and I almost broke my leg, and I couldn't figure out why. But the knot hole in the perfect place, my high heel put a hole in that. I went downstairs with the flashlight in the basement and looked. I'm okay. It's a knot hole. How did I just hit that knot hole?
Oh my God.
I wish I could say that the hole was covered, but it's not. I told my grandkids, look down there.
Hey, there's you, Max. How you doing?
Hey, Ryan.
Welcome, welcome. You know, I'll tell you a little story. We were getting ready to renovate a house that we lived in down in Georgia. And I was there. My husband had gone up to another state where we are now. We're just like one state up, but we live in the South. And we still live in the Georgia too. We go between the two. But the thing is that we were renovating that house, and I was there with the 3 kids, and they were in school. 2 of them was homeschooling. And as we were getting remodeled, I wanted to take all my paintings, which y'all know I'm an artist, and I have. And so I took all my paintings upstairs. I was taking them to the attic. And as I went to put the last painting in the attic, because I didn't want the dirt to get on from, the construction that was being done. And as I went to turn off the light and step up out of the attic, the whole floor caved in on me. And I fell into the garage.
Oh my God.
And I was totally,
What?
my leg was completely bruised up. I mean, I was hurting. I didn't break anything, but it was horrible. And so, accidents can happen.
Yeah.
So I know it. And Scott was talking about when his legs wouldn't work. When I went through my health crisis at that same time period, because I was going through my health crisis when that happened, the floor falling in. Bad year. My sister hit black ice on the road, ended up on a respirator for 5 months, and then she died. And I could not be there because I was dealing with my own health crisis, and I had 3 little kids at the time. My kids were little, and I had run into a wooden hanger in the dark that was wedged, and it went into my eye. Now my eye was fine, but somewhere I had a brain bleed.
Oh,
yes, an aneurysm, and most people die. The height, it's like a 70%, something like that, percent of people like that are traumatized like that die. And if it's severe, and I really hit it hard, but I didn't know it. I knew I hit it, and I got back up. I went to the dentist that day, and when I went to the dentist, I had a wisdom tooth that didn't need to be taken out, but because the insurance covered it, he suggested it, and then he broke it off. So I thought going to the dentist would keep me safe after hitting the hanger, but he broke my tooth off, and then I had to have emergency surgery. So anyhow, during that whole time period, I developed symptoms of every kind, and over the next couple of months. And one of those symptoms were my legs were giving out underneath me, because the blood in my brain was touching different nerves. And so my legs kept shaking and they would quiver. And I would be driving down the road and one of my legs would just start quivering and I couldn't stop. It would not stop. And there was nothing I could do. And I didn't know what was going on. And that was when I thought I was dying.
Can I say something to Jenny? Can I say something to Jenny real quick?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
Jenny, I saw your post and I understand exactly what you're saying. I was working, I managed 5 retail stores when that kid hit me and caused my accident. And 5 back surgeries, and I have severe disability in my spine now because of it. And you're right, mentally is the hardest part because you do feel like you can't do anything anymore. You feel like you're useless. You feel all these things you feel. And I know that for me, when I could tell my husband that, it's like, I'm useless. I feel useless. And he would say, no, that's not true. And it's like, no, it is true. It's true that I feel that way. It may not be factually true, but my feelings, it was true. And it's really hard. And I spent a year laying in bed because if I moved, it hurt. If I didn't move, it hurt. Whatever. I'm telling you this, there's something out there for you that has your name on it. And there are still things you can do and you are still worthwhile.
Absolutely.
We just have to find our own way to work around the things that help us. And, shockingly enough, you can find this in the weirdest places. I found my worth, or my thing to do in makeup. So you just never know, but there's something out there. Do not give up hope, dear.
Yeah. None of my disabilities define who I am as my own individual today.
Exactly. And Jenny, yes, the surgery made mine worse. Yeah.
And this is what a year ago when I started doing this, I went from, pajamas looking so tired. And then little by little, as I got more comfortable, then I started doing makeup and I'm like, 55 years old and started wearing eyeliner, and doing my eyebrows because my eyebrows, you can't see them.
I didn't start doing any of it till I was 52.
Yeah. So, I told my sisters, I said, I finally found my calling. And so when my sister came on, my oldest sister last week, I think, or a week before, she said, well, Susie, what she called me, she found her calling. And I said, God, I want mine. Because she's 60. Let me see. She's going to hate this, but she won't know it.
But we all have our calling. We all have our unique gifts. We all have our unique problems.
She's 62. She said, I'm ready for my purpose, God.
Yeah,
she's not
yeah, we all have purpose. You have to find purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah, each one of us have our own unique purpose, our own unique gifts, and our own unique divine assignments. I have, you just discover your divine assignment as you go through life. It unfolds. And because of the problems that you've been through, your assignment may be assigned to people who have that problem, or it may take you to where you need to be. Your problem, people talk about, I had this terrible childhood. Well, I could tell you about my childhood and it was no bed of roses.
Yeah.
And, but I didn't let that stop me. I let it thrust me forward. Let what you've been through thrust you forward, not hold you back. So many people live their life as a victim. And, if you live in victim mentality, you stay there. I know someone who lost their husband 40 years ago, and they still identify on a regular basis as a widow, and that they're still going through being a widow 40 years later. Now, I understand that being a widow is a hard thing, but 40 years later, you've got to get it together. You may always grieve, but you've got to push your life forward. But they're using that as more of an excuse not to push their life forward. So people use being victims so that they don't have to push forward.
I put mine on canvas.
Jenny's.
I'm sorry. I put mine on canvas, and that was my release of child abuse. The canvas right here. I don't know. I put mine here. That was my
That's
little
Awesome.
girl. Yeah, that's my little girl inside and under my grandmother's cabinet, her dresser thing. And once I finished it, that was my release. You know, the little girl in me that hid her child abuse. Well, I put mine on canvas.
Yeah.
That was what I did.
Yeah, embrace the inner child.
And we're all here to help somebody. You know, Scott has, through what he's been through in life, he's able to touch certain people that I could not get to. And Norgus, you have certain things that you've been through that none of us here could touch that person, but they identify with you. Cynthia is the same exact way. We're designed differently. Not everybody is supposed to be like each other, you know. Right. And we're all at different seasons. Scott's in a very different season than we all are, you know. And you're not supposed to be in someone else's season. You're supposed to be in our own season. One day someone said to me, "Oh, look at that older couple. They're out going to dinner every night spending their money." I said, "But you know why they're spending their money? Because they know they're older and they better spend it." And I said, "We're not in that season. You know, we're not in that season. We have a long ways to go, hopefully." And, you know, you know, someone who's 70 may look at someone 25 who has a lot of problems as very lucky because they've got youth at their side. You know, we all have our own blessings. Every season has its beauty. You know, when I'm 80, I will be uniquely beautiful at 80. I won't look 20. I won't look 30. I won't look 60. I'll look 80, but I'll be fabulous.
Yeah. Well, this is why it's so important to me that I don't compare myself with anyone else, but it's important that I do find people that I can relate with, right? Because that's what I used to do. I used to compare myself to everyone else, and then I would never add up, right? Yeah. So now for me, it's just important, and I'm actively listening to people around myself in my world, in my circle, and then that's who I listen to. I learn from. You know, I learn from everyone. I learn what I no longer want to be, and I learn how, hey, I want more of what that person has, right? So it's about relating with other people, not comparing myself with other people, because I don't know what it's like in their life or in their shoes.
Right. I can remember being in my 20s and being very jealous of an elderly couple that lived here in town. He was a retired college professor, and him and his wife drove around in matching DeLoreans. And I was like, oh, I want to be there.
Wow. Oh my gosh, that's craziness, but awesomeness as well. Holy man.
They're probably not around now, are they?
Well, no, but that's because I was in my 20s. So yeah, no, they're not here.
We're all just in very different seasons. And, you know, I'm in a new season of my life, and at 60, almost 63, I'm back in college, you know, but that doesn't mean that someone else who's 63 should go to college. They may find that they want to do dancing, or they may find that they want to do gardening. Everybody finds what interests them. And so what interests me may not interest you, and vice versa. We have to find our own interests, our own authenticity, what we are happy with. So, you know, whatever makes us happy. You know, our divine assignment is partly to do with where we've been, so where we're going. We, you know, through what we've been through our likes and our dislikes. Sometimes when we really, really dislike something, we're designed to correct that. That's part of our divine assignment. When we really have a passion for something, that may be part of our divine assignment. You know, you know, what we're attracted to, the direction that, you know, our gifts, you know, you have a different gift than I have. I'm not supposed to have your gift, you know, and it's my combination of gifts that makes me me.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a book I read, Fahrenheit 451, you know, everyone was a different part of the story. Everyone, you know, everyone that was a part of the book. Everyone had their own message. Everyone had something, a purpose that someone else may need. They can latch onto and identify with, and you know, and people, you find your passions in life, and you hold on to those, You know, someone might say, hey, that's a silly idea, or that idea is ridiculous, but it's not ridiculous to me. It's not ridiculous to you, right? So it's about never. So it's like my first book, Patches the Penguin. Never giving up on your dreams, right? Like I had given up on me, but everyone else in my circle hadn't given up on me, and they accepted me and loved me until I could accept and love myself, and then I was able to take those little leaps of faith in my life until I could take those larger leaps of faith in my life that I can today.
Yeah, you know, and I think that was one of the big things too, you know, is that you've got to surround yourself with people who are positive. Because if you're in a place where you're struggling and you're surrounded by a whole bunch of Debbie Downers, that's not going to help you at all. You've got to find those positive people.
No, it's like the hive mindset. For me, my experiences in my life, I've been in different circles in my life where I'm going to adapt to this mindset, and then I adapt to this mindset. And then I got to a point in my life, okay, what defines me? What are my principles? What are my core belief systems, right?
Right.
What feels good to me? What's right for me? And then I started to make my own conscious decisions and making my own conscious life decisions. Okay, these things are no longer acceptable in my life today. And then I replace that with new learned behavior and new mindsets and belief systems that are acceptable to me as my own individual.
Yes, I agree. I agree with you. You are so right, Scott. That's my son in here. Falcon is my son. He's between my husband, my son, my kids. They all jump on here to see what mom's doing. And,
hey.
Yeah. So
that's great. My son just cleaned in the room a minute ago.
Hey, Brenda, you can come on here. Anyone who would like to come up is very welcome to come up and shout out their channel if they would like. I don't know if anybody wants to come up. Just let me know in the chat box, and I'll put the link in. I don't want to keep putting the link in if no one wants to come up, but most people I know are shy. And usually, you know, we just have someone come up for a minute and shout out their channel, and you know, that's what they do. But yeah, you know, we're all here for our own purpose, and I love this about our lives because we come on here and we share what we want to share. We don't have to share what we don't want to share. You know, we only share what we want to share. But what we share may help somebody. It may inspire somebody. We don't give advice. We don't give suggestions. We just share our own journey and our own life.
Story. That's all we got.
Yeah. 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 And so, yeah, this morning, let me get my notes over here. I'm going to try to figure out what
Hey again, Mojo.
Let me see.
Mojo's back on.
Thank you, Mojo. It's a mess today. It won't stay right.
I wanted to talk. Bye, honey. You go to work now. He works on a golf stand. Bye, sweetheart. Mom loves you. See you tonight. And yeah, he's such a wonderful, wonderful young man. You know, I have to tell you, he helps me around here. My kids help me. You know, they do the dishes for me. They know mom goes to college, and they're so helpful. My son did the rug scrubber, and he did the hardwood floors. So, I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing. And but I wanted to share with y'all, one of my thoughts was be careful who you put the welcome mat out to. Not everyone deserves your welcome, and not everyone should be welcomed in your life. So, you know, I'm a person that is so welcoming, and I believe in being welcoming. I love, thank you, Bruce, thank you. And, you know, but I have to be careful, and I have to temper that, because, you know, when you welcome everybody, you know, and I know people that just let everybody into their life, and their life is trashed. Their life is absolutely You have to be discerning who you welcome.
Yeah, we have the choice.
We have to be careful. Everyone is welcome to come up for a minute. And then, like with Scott, I said, hey, Scott, I really like you. Would you like to come back and be a more regular guest host with us? And, you know, because I put the welcome mat out for a minute, and then I thought, hey, you're cool, you work, you know, would you like to join us? Yeah. And that's how it worked. But you know, you got to be careful with your welcome mat.
Yeah. Well, that's like, for me, it's like I had a billion acquaintances, but how many friends did I actually have, right?
Yeah.
Got to the point I need too many people. I was involved in too many people's business and stuff. Like, I was the fixer. If I could fix your stuff, I didn't have to look up my stuff, right? So when I started dealing with my own life stuff and dealing with my, like, I'm only responsible for my side of the road. I don't have to clean up your side of the road.
That's right. And we're not.
No, so I
I'm sorry. Did you see what John just said on there? He said he thought the grandmas were wearing. Yeah.
You are so right, John.
Hey, I know a lot.
Not diapers.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, welcome. But yeah. You got to be careful because, you know, I think we've all probably had the experience of welcoming somebody into our life that, oh my gosh, you know, what have I done? I'll tell you a little story. When I was in my 20s,
oh yeah,
a long time ago, because I've been married for 30 years. So this is like, you know, long before that. And I had been briefly married to somebody else. And during that time I was working, and I felt sorry for a woman who I worked with. And I invited her for Thanksgiving. And I noticed that she was putting the moves on my then husband. And yeah. I was in my early 20s, you know, 22, 23 years old. But I saw that. And he didn't reciprocate, of course, but I saw that. And so what had happened is I learned early on, be careful who you put the welcome mat out to.
Mm-hmm. No, I was always a doormat before. When I introduced the word no into my vocabulary, no, that's not acceptable to me. that made all the difference in my life as well. Right?
Oh, I use no more than I use yes, because how can you say yes to the things that are right for you if you're always saying yes to everybody? You have to say no to the majority of things in life in order to say yes to the right thing. So I say no. I taught my kids to say no. That was their first word, no. But you've got to learn to say no to the things that, you know, and it doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean a person's bad. So not everybody belongs in our life. And often, you know, people don't belong at, you know, everybody belongs at a different level. My neighbor doesn't belong. I don't give the same kind of attention to my neighbor that I would to my family member. And you shouldn't. Everybody has a different position in your life.
So for me, so what I tell people is everyone's in our lives forever, as long as they're supposed to be in our lives to teach us whatever lessons we need to learn about ourselves for as long as they need to be in our lives for. You know, right. And that, like you said, not everyone is supposed to be in our lives for a long period of time. We're gonna have people in our lives for like our lives, and then we're gonna have people that are gonna come in and out of our lives. That's my experience. There's some people that are in our lives, and I've had to say, okay, you need to step away to clean up your stuff for a little while, and then if you want to come back and say, hey, I'm doing better, that's awesome. And I accept them back into my circle. But that's my experience. I've had to say, okay, I gotta put the brakes on with this, because you're coming and dumping all your stuff on me, and that's you know, share your stuff, but don't constantly every day, hey, this is wrong. My life is hell all the time, and then expect your life to get better. You got to deal with your stuff. You got to deal with your stuff, and then come back and say, hey, you know what? I've been dealing with the right stuff. Things are better. Can we connect again? And that's cool. I can do that.
I think it used to be hard for me to understand that some people just come into your life for a season, you know.
Yeah.
It's not. Yeah.
And it's not only they come into our lives, but sometimes we go into other people's lives. You know, we're going in and out all the time. You know, many people, I touched their life in so many ways, and they come back to me many, many years later and said, I tried to look you up. I tried to find you just to say thank you. And then likewise, there's been people that's touched my life that I wanted to find. And last summer, I got together with somebody who absolutely touched my life many years ago, who was very famous, and I never met them until then. and I had became friends with them online, and we met in person, and it was amazing. It was surreal. It was, and I went there. I wanted to thank them. I wanted to thank them, and they thanked me, and we'd become wonderful, amazing, close friends, and like sisters. And but this person touched my life, and even though they never knew it, so we can be affecting people's lives that will never meet us and never even talk to us and never know it.
Yeah. So so for me, my thoughts, my actions, and then my words affect everyone in my life directly or indirectly, some way, shape, or form. And that's why it's so important that I present myself in a healthy, positive manner with people. Because even when I'm creating my content and all that, I don't create content when I'm in a crappy attitude. Because that gets portrayed through my videos, through how I'm presenting myself, right? So when I'm doing a stream, or I'm doing a video, or I'm doing whatever in my life, I want to be in that positive headspace. Because if I'm out there in a crappy headspace and putting all that back out into the universe, I'm just going to get that back.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I do my. Am I in a positive headspace all the time? Hell no, I'm not.
Yeah.
But I do my best. But I also know that if I'm in that negative headspace, I can start my day over again. So okay, get your head out of your ass and start over again.
Yeah, right.
I can do that.
Exactly.
A lot of times too, we never know when those things are happening, because not that I'm not complaining. I have no regrets, but I was not a popular kid in high school. I had my 2 or 3 friends that I hung out with, and I was good with that. I was okay, and of course I would see the cheerleaders and all, the popular people running around and stuff. And then when I had my accident, I had to go to physical therapy here in town. Ended up, one of the girls who was my physical therapist was one of the cheerleaders when I went to school. And so we were talking, something was said about high school, and she said, I hated high school. And I was like, what do you mean you hated high school? You're one of the popular kids. Everybody was always around you, stuff like that. And she said, no. She said, those people were not real friends. They were only hanging out with me because I was popular. Right. She said, I was jealous of 2 people in high school. And I said, seriously? I was like, who were you jealous of? She said, I was jealous of you. And I was like, me? I was like, why? She said, I never saw you when you did not have a smile on your face. She said, even sometimes when people were being horribly mean to you, but you were always smiling. And she said, I could not figure out, where did that level of happiness come from? Well, I had no idea she was, none. Didn't know. Wow. Yeah.
No, well, that's what I did. I ran around 38 years of my life with totally oblivious to everything that was happening in my life, right? Until I came into recovery, and I'm okay. Well, and then when I came into recovery, the people that I was out there actively using with were my biggest advocates, because they seen my the program, like they seen everything within me. I just didn't see everything with me. I just had to apply it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes. So but I say sometimes we're our own trolls. So
yeah, that's right. Yes,
that is true. Yep. That is true.
And so
and my son sees things more than I do.
Yes.
My son gets mad because he has seen me being a doormat, and so that makes him angry. He says, "Well, Mom, you're just letting them walk all over you." And I won't see it until later, So I just have to do it with a smile on my face. And you're not going to know on my channel who has wronged me, because I give them a voice. When it comes to my channel, I don't give those people a voice.
Right.
I go about my life every day. Diana's been there enough times now. I'm the same person every day. But you're not going to know those that have for me and made me cry. There's people on YouTube, yes, they'll get in you, they'll present one way and then they'll hurt your heart. But I don't I don't let
It happens in every walk of life, the in-person life, YouTube life, Facebook life. It happens at work. You know, you've got to just kind of understand that that's part of life. You know, I wanted to share also with you. Sometimes we pull back. We think, okay, I'm tired. I want to pull back. I don't want people to see me when I'm tired. And I got to thinking last night. Welcome, Fleur de Liz. Welcome, Diane. I got to thinking last night. I have a dear friend who's more like a grandmother, and she's 90, and she lives by herself. She drives a car. She mows her own grass. She's amazing, but she lives for my nightly phone calls, and I call her about 9 o'clock at night. And last night I was buried under all my college work, and I was so tired, just so worn out. And so I had my son call her and just tell her that I was buried under schoolwork. And she was fine with that. And then I thought, you know what? She would rather have me tired and worn out than not at all. Mm-hmm. So I picked up the phone and I called her and I said, Elizabeth, I am so tired, so worn out, but I wanted to call anyhow. And she would rather have me tired and worn out than not at all. Yeah. So y'all be tired.
Yeah, that's great. Absolutely. No, so for me, it's having those constants in my life, right? I never had those constants in my life before. I didn't know how to be a constant in people's lives. That's why it's so important to me today that I am a constant or a consistent face or personality or whatever it is in someone's life on a regular basis, because I know how important it is. You know, I didn't know how to be present for myself. I had to learn how to be present for me first, though. You know, until I could learn how to be present for myself and do my own self-care and be mindful of self.
Yeah.
Then I was only able to start beginning to understand, you know, how also my inactions hurt people in my past as well. You know, broken promises, saying, hey, Daddy, are you coming over today? And I say, hey, hell yeah, I'll be there, and then not showing up. You know, now I know how important it is that my kids and people in my life and my friends and the community knows that I'm here, I'm present, I'm listening, and you know, just being that active listener, and I'm able to do that today.
And we were talking the other day about being parents, and Scott said, you know, now you're a parent. And, you know, there's a big difference. Children need us as parents. They don't need us as friends. And I always tell my kids, I'm not your friend. I am your parent. And I might be friendship-like, but I'm not your friend. I'm your parent. Treat me like your parent, not your friend.
I want to be a rockin' granddaddy, too.
That's right. You will be.
I'm going to have 9 grandbabies.
How many?
9. I got eight biological. Well, so I have eight kids altogether.
Hey, I'm about to be a grandmother.
And I'm gonna have 8 grandbabies, or 9 grandbabies.
You have 8 children, Scott?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, you busy. Oh my God.
Something. Okay, come on, people.
I have 3 children, and I am. I
thought you was a teenager, Scott.
Young Scott.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh, I look a lot younger than I am. I am 46.
Oh my God, we'd never know that, Scott, ever. I thought you could pass in your 20s easy.
I've been married twice. I've been around the block a few times.
Have a good one, honey. My husband's going for a run. He runs every day 5 miles. I run 5 miles. We don't run. He runs by the lake. I run by the golf courses. We don't run at the same time.
I don't run at all.
Yeah.
I just tell everyone I'm more pickle. Once you're a pickle, you can't go back to being a cucumber.
Right. Well, let me share another one. Don't be afraid that you're always going to miss something. How many of you feel like, oh my gosh, if I don't get on all the lives, I'm going to miss something, or if I don't show up at all the parties, I'm going to miss something? How many of you feel like that?
I used to, and for me, it's like there's certain things that I know that I want to do, and there's things that I don't have to do every day.
Yeah.
I know I'm not obligated to be anywhere. I'm not obligated to do anything. If I choose, I have choice in my life today. I can I can choose to be present somewhere, or I can choose not to be present somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about accountability. Accountability is huge for me too. You know, I accountability, responsibility. No, I never. Those things weren't in my vocabulary before, but they're the most important things in my life today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know I had choice in my life before, and now I do. I have choice. I can choose whatever I want that to have it to be in my life today.
Yes, yes. And people don't realize that they do have choices. And sometimes we have to create our own choices and our own opportunities. People say, well, I have no opportunities. Yeah. Then get busy creating them. You may have to move. You may have to change jobs. You may have to go out there and do the work, but create your own opportunities. Opportunities often come when we're ready for them, and you've got to prepare yourself. Yeah. If you want to be a doctor, you can't just sit there. You have to go through all the training to become a doctor, and then the opportunities will come. They're not going to come before you become a doctor. So you have to decide what it is that you want to create so that the opportunities will come.
Yeah, and then for me, I had to learn how to pay attention.
Right.
I had lots of opportunities in my life, and they went right by me. I was totally oblivious of all these opportunities. So now today, I'm more apt to see those opportunities in my life, right? And then I can embrace an opportunity, or I can say, okay, well, maybe I can wait for a better opportunity. I don't have to just jump in with both feet all at once at the first opportunity that does come my way either, because I was really bad for doing that. I put people like, yeah. I remember I was with a family one time, and I didn't ask my partner's opinion. I just said yes to a opportunity, and then we ended up in a crappy area town, and it wasn't a good thing, and then things didn't have to be they were, because I wasn't mindful of my partner's thoughts, or it was all about me before. So that's why it's so important that I don't just grasp onto the first thing that comes my way either, and that's made all the difference too, right? Even when it comes to job opportunities, it was like I was never.
That's some great wisdom there.
I started applying myself, and then all of a sudden, 3 job opportunities came my way all at the same time. I'm like, what do I do? And I had to make a decision. And being able to making those unconscious decisions to me, what opportunities I want to embrace or not, it's a giant factor in my daily living today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think one of the hardest things for me is that I have always been, and I have allowed myself to be like the fixer for everybody. So if my siblings have a problem, they come. If my parents have a problem, they come, and some days that can be so overwhelming with so many people wanting a thing that I finally had to learn to say, I'm sorry, I'm at my limit. No, I can't, and it's hard. And then I feel guilty about it, but I have to.
That goes away. Yeah. When I started.
Yeah, I quit being a fixer a long time ago. I grew up as a fixer because I grew up around a lot of dysfunctional people. And early on, I became a fixer. Let me fix your life for you. At 6 years old, I would ride in the back seat and talk to my mother's friends. And I'd say, you know what, maybe if you do this, you'll be happy. But they didn't want to hear that. They just wanted to complain. And so I was a fixer from a very early age. And then one day I realized, you know what, this isn't working for me. I'm not a fixer. I'm going to work on my own life. People often fix other people because they want to avoid fixing themselves. And so I'm busy inspiring people, but not fixing people. People have to fix their own selves. They have to find their own way. And I'm just here to show you that I found my way. And if I can find my way, anyone else can find their own unique way as well. And so don't ruin your life by trying to run everybody else's life, and so, you know, sometimes we do think we're missing out on things. And you know what? I'm past that. I'm so happy with my life. I love my life. I'm going to be 63 next week. And I love, love, love my life. I love what I do. Yes, yesterday I was stressed and still stressed because of all the homework I have. But you know what? I'll get through it. I did it before. I'll do it again. You know, but I love what I do. I love my life. And the key is you want to love your life. This is your life. No, you're never going to get another one. You're not going to be somebody else. Don't try to be like somebody else. You don't need to compete. Yep. You're authentic, and discover your own authenticity and enjoy your own life by creating your own life your way. What works for you.
Well, yeah. Well, I spent most of my life telling someone else's story because I didn't accept myself. I didn't think you were going to accept me for who I was as my own individual. So I grew up telling stories. That's how I became a storyteller. I became a storyteller because I was living by proxy through everyone else in my life. I was always a friend, right? And I never had. My parents' favorite thing growing up was moving. I was always the new kid on the block. My parents were divorced 4 times before they got divorced. All my aunts and uncles are my step parents. So I never was able to put roots down anywhere myself. So you know, so my friends were always my family.
Yeah.
You know, so I never grew up.
You have your own unique story, Scott. Everyone has their own unique story, and that's what is part of your divine assignment. Everything you've been through, and even your mistakes are part of your divine assignment. By the way, if we go out for any reason, we are having a rainstorm here, and periodically our internet will go down. So if that happens and we disappear all of a sudden, it's because of the rainstorm, but hopefully that does not happen.
All right.
And so let me give you another one. I can't read. I can't see what I'm doing. Do you always feel that, let's see. Do you always feel, okay, I have to go get my glasses. Sorry. I can't see.
It's all good.
Can't see. Okay, let's see what we got. Do you agree with people even when you know they're wrong?
I used to.
No.
It depends on the person. It depends on the person, because if it's a person whom I know that you're going to waste all kinds of breath on and they still are going to not get it, then I just leave it alone, you know.
Well, sometimes you don't have to respond, but I mean, yeah.
I've got to the point in my life where I'm not afraid to have the unpopular opinion. And I'm not afraid to use my words to express that. If you're sharing something with, I used to be that person. I would just, okay, yeah, I'm listening, I'm agreeing, and then they'd go off on a tangent, and I'm still nodding my head in agreement. I'm like, what are you doing? But I'm not that person today. If someone's talking something that I'm not going to agree with, or I don't agree with, then I'm more apt today to say, hey, you know what? I have a different opinion. I have a different, and I'm not afraid today to be able to share that with you.
That's right.
You know, I used to comply to everything because I just wanted to fit in. I don't need people to like me today.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the people pleaser.
When you go through, when you're not reinforced as a child, often you become very compliant, and you will go with whatever the flow is rather than your own opinion. Yeah. You know, people know I'm a very opinionated person, but I respect other people's opinions. So if your opinion differs than mine, I have no problem with it as long as you respect me and that I have an opinion different from yours. Exactly. Where the issue comes in is if you tell me how I'm supposed to believe and you just like me because of my opinion. So you may be totally different than me and have a totally different opinion on a subject, and I'm fine with that as long as you respect the fact that I have a totally different opinion. And that's where people who are into politics, you know, I can get along with most people. The ones that I can't get along with are the ones that get nasty if someone doesn't believe their way. And so, you know, I realize half the world doesn't believe my way, and I'm fine with that. you know, but be fine with me too. Otherwise, I'm not going to hang around you. We don't have to agree on everything to get along.
I know this thought process is going around lately where you must be like me or you're not acceptable, you're bad, you're wrong, you're whatever. And it's like, where did this come from? We used to celebrate the differences in each other and appreciate the fact that my husband is very different from me. I'm loud, I'm outspoken, I'm talking, and he's going to sit in the same conversation and he might say 3 words. But that's because that's who he is. He's listening to everything. He's soaking it. When everybody's gone, he's going to be like, did you hear that person say, did you? He's getting it all, but you don't have anything to say, and that's fine.
Is your husband quiet?
Amazingly quiet. It is just like, oh my gosh. I don't know how he goes through his day without not speaking more words than what he does.
It's like king of the hill. Yep.
Norgus, is your husband quiet?
Is my husband quiet? Mama said, yeah. She said, yeah, back there. He is, if he's seeing something, he'll say, listen to this. So, but yesterday, for instance, I asked him 3 times something and no further than this from him. I finally said, what do you want to eat? And he looked at me. I heard you the first time.
Then respond.
You didn't answer me. You didn't answer me. I'm standing right here and you didn't answer me. But then, he'll come back around later and say, I didn't hear you.
Oh, no.
My husband's thing is that he does very detailed work. So like when we were in the military, he maintained all the engines in the Chinooks and stuff. So he does real detailed work, and he's learned that, or he's developed the habit of when he's doing a thing, that's all he's doing. There could be a hurricane going on over here, but this is what he's doing, And so, I've had to learn, so a lot of times I'll walk through the house, I'll be like, John Dawson. And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay, I'm talking to you. I just want you to know that. And he's like, oh, okay. Because he just focuses.
Yeah, I kind of thought maybe my husband was more quiet because, people, opposites attract. And you're very much like me, Cynthia, a talker, and so is Norgus and Scott. You're kind of like, you listen and you talk. I mean, we're all great listeners. I mean, I pride myself in being a great listener, but I'm a great talker and I'm a great listener. And I think we all are, but you've got more of a quiet effect, Scott.
Well, I'm a great talker if there's an amazing conversation going on, but usually I'm relatively a quiet guy. I'll shoot a couple words in here and there, listening to a conversation usually. But when there's a whole bunch of conversation going on there and a lot of dialogue, then I'm more boisterous and I emote a lot, and I'm more of my personality shows, right? So and this is why I appreciate all of this opportunity to be here with you lady.
When my nephew moved in, he was like, you know what? He says, Papa just doesn't talk very much. He said, how do you get Papa to talk? I said, go back there. I said, ask him what it's like to work on the engine of a helicopter. He's like, okay. So he took off. Now look, I'm not playing. 3 hours later, he came back and he was like, oh my gosh, he knows a lot about helicopters. He got the topic, So
that's awesome.
Now, yesterday I talked about phases in a relationship, re-entering into a broken relationship that you're trying to fix. And I still haven't done the video on it. I hope to do it maybe at some point today. I just don't have time. But, sometimes we try to re-enter into a broken relationship, one that we want to heal, one that it stands out in our life that we don't want to throw away, and the different phases and different stages and different steps of stepping back into that relationship. And it's sort of like I said, with the virus, we're going through phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, phase 4. It's sort of like that during that when you step into a relationship. Phase 0 is no contact. Phase 0 says, I can't have contact with you because your behavior is too disruptive. Phase 1 is, I can have limited contact under these sets of rules and circumstances. And then if that goes well, we can eventually go to level 2. And then eventually level 3, whatever you choose to make it. So I got to thinking about, when we try to heal a broken relationship, some relationships we can never have real contact with. Some remain at ground 0. Some remain in phase 1. Some remain stuck at phase 2. Some go all the way back to a fully healed stage, but there are different levels. And I thought I would share that. And I've had all kinds of relationships in my life. And I've had people in my life that I broke off with that I never hopefully would see again. Most not like that. Most were really good in my life. So most relationships are worth healing, but some are not. Some should not be fixed.
Yeah.
I just had that happen in my life where I needed to put someone back on stage 0. I knew someone from 7 years ago that I met, and just the town over from where I'm at now. And just by happenstance, we ran into each other in front of another couple's house that they used to live in, and I wanted to try to work it out, to mend the relationship.
Yeah.
And a lot of, I think those 2 or 3 weeks, I really learned a lot about myself. I learned a lot about boundaries. I learned a lot about what I was actually capable of doing, of sticking up for myself, using my words. Saying, no, this isn't acceptable to me. No, you can't be around my residence until you fix your stuff. And then this just the other day, with the whole situation, and another party of the situation that was going on messaged me, and I thought he messaged me, and I ended up talking to them, and that was actually mended yesterday. So it was just being able to work those boundaries and say, hey, no, this isn't acceptable. I wanted to work through the situation. I really tried to mend this relationship. I really wanted to make this work, but it's not going to work. And it's not going to work until you decide to clean up your own side of the road. And until then, you can't be in my active living space right now. No, it's not that you're out of my life forever. It's just that I can't function mentally or spiritually or on any kind of healthy level with all that drama and chaos in my life, in my, and so it's about using my words. It's about saying,
it doesn't mean that you don't care about them. It doesn't mean that you don't love it. You sometimes, like my grandma used to say, you got to love them from afar. You got to love them from a distance. Yeah. And, there's many people that I've had to love from afar and I could not be around. There are people like that. I've met so many, and they can be family, they can be a relative that you just can't be around, but you love them. And I always let them know I love them, but I can't be around them. And some I have ground 0. That means no contact at all. Some get stuck in a phase. Some you go into phase 1, you have to go back to ground 0.
Amen.
Or you make phase 3 and you go back to ground 0. Sometimes you never advance. Sometimes you get stuck in a phase not because of you, but because the other person will not grow.
Yeah, 99.8% of my immediate family have ostracized me out of their lives because they don't agree with my belief system.
Right.
And you know what? That's their stuff, right? That's not my stuff. And if they want to come to me and say, hey, let's reconnect, that'd be freaking amazing. But I had a situation where I'm gonna say about a year or so ago, one of my cousins passed away, and I wanted to be there, and I was pretty much told no. And 2 of my cousins, they were talking to me and stuff like that, and I told them I'm not gonna put myself in harm's way just to get what I want, right? Just because I want something doesn't mean it's best for me.
You got to take care of yourself first before you can take care of other people. And right, you've got to take care of yourself, because if you don't take care of yourself, you're not going to be able to take care of anyone else. You really are not.
Yeah.
And so, I have 3 young adult kids. I love my kids. I love my family. I have a beautiful family. And everybody has their unique personalities, their likes, their dislikes. I got that. The thing is you don't want, even like if you're in a work situation and you have a coworker that is obnoxious, I mean, sometimes you have to completely distance yourself from that coworker, or at least stay extremely professional. We don't go to work to hang out. We go to work. And people forget that. They think that people at work need to be their best friend, and they don't. I've made friends at work, but my workplace was never a place that I went to make friends. It was a place I went to work.
No, it's awesome, but it's awesome when you can go to work and the morale's amazing and stuff like that. But you're gonna meet people that they're just gonna have a hate on for everything, right?
That's right.
And that's just the nature of the beast. Anywhere you go, there's always going to be someone like that. So you can either be a part of that or not. And I choose not to be part of the problem.
It's the same way with your It's the same way when you have a show like what we're doing.
Oh yeah.
You would be shocked at how many people that will, like, say, be on your panel, or they'll be your friends, and say, well, if you're going to have this person on, I'm not going to come back. I just can't deal with them. I've had to get fixed, and I've had to just keep doing what I'm doing, because I'm not going to have one person, or I'm not going to have nobody tell me who I can talk to.
That's right.
Or who I can have up on mine.
Right.
No.
I've had to get very thick-skinned, because believe me, God will remove some people.
When I made a decision to stop letting people dictate my life, I think I made about 3 or 4 months ago. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop letting people dictate my life, and I'm gonna make my own choices in life. And my life has just been exponentially better. Because it's all on me. It's all my stuff. It's all my life choices, and I'm doing it. And I don't need someone else to hold my hand to go through my daily living anymore.
Yeah. At 63 years old almost, I live my life on my terms. I take into consideration the people that I love, of course, my children, my family. It's so important what they think. And so I do value their opinion. And of course, if it affects their life, of course, I make decisions that are in their best interest as well. And at the same time, I do what I love now. I'm not going to waste my life throwing it away and living at everybody else's whim. I'm living my life on my terms. Even my channel, like Norga says, no one dictates my channel but YouTube. YouTube gets to dictate my channel, and I dictate my channel. And so I invite people on here that I want to be on here, that has something good to say. And, we set the rules in our own home. I would not let anyone come into my home and tell me how to live in my own home. One time, I remember many years ago, someone came to visit me when I lived in Europe, and I bought if you notice when I do my videos, I have a tremendous amount of Polish pottery, and I'm very much into Polish pottery. And they were extremely critical of me buying this Polish pottery. And I said, well, who paid for this Polish pottery? They said, well, you did. I said, who earned the money to pay for this Polish pottery? Well, you did. I said, do you pay my bills? No. I said, well, case closed. No one's in my home. Nobody. I'm a very direct person. I'm very kind. I'm very thoughtful. I don't argue with fools. One of the videos that I did, I don't know if anybody watched it, don't argue with a fool. I don't argue with a fool. Now, I don't argue with anybody. I discuss. And if you can't discuss and you want to argue, I walk away. Okay, so I don't argue. I discuss. Now, it has to be a two-way street. You don't have to agree with me for us to discuss. but I don't even discuss with a fool. If someone is an idiot, and there are people that are, that may be a politically incorrect word to say, so I take that back, sort of. But if someone is not respectful, let's put it that way, then I'm not going to sit there and discuss anything with them. I'm not going to waste my time. I'm a very, very direct person, and I will let you know.
You know what? And some of that really has, got to be a parental thing too.
Yep.
I feel, yeah, right. So, you've got to raise your kids to, listening to another person's opinion is not going to harm you. Discussing a thing, you might learn some things you didn't know before, but it doesn't mean you have to believe, agree with them or take action on what they have to say, but listening is important, and so we're dealing with this with the nephew, and he wants to disagree with me about, should we put laundry in the dryer or should we put it out on the clothesline? I'm telling you about my electric bill. And he's like, yeah, but I want, and it's like, yeah, babe, see, I hear your opinion. I understand your opinion. I kind of even agree with you, but you're still going to hang those clothes out because, that's how it is, but you got to teach them to have conversation. It doesn't have to be a fight or a bad thing to listen to the other person.
Now, y'all know the difference between correction and criticism, right? Criticism is done to diminish another person. It's usually done in a public way. Correction is done to lift another person up, to help them avoid mistakes. Now, my friends know me. My friends who know me in person know that I'm a very corrective person. I will tell my friends what I see. I am not a critical person. I do not criticize anyone. And if I do it, it's almost always done privately. And, because criticism is done to put you down. Even if it's not done publicly, it's done to put you down. So you've got to know, you want to be around corrective people. Corrective people will help get you to that next level. If you have no corrective people in your life, you're going to mess up. I have corrective people. People that watch out for me and say, hey, wait a minute, back up a little bit. And I love those people. I know they have my back. I may not always agree with them, and I may still do my own thing, but I know they have my best interest at heart. I don't have critical people in my life because, well, I don't let them be in my life.
Hey, Frugal Farmer Channel.
Hey, Frugal Farmer Channel. Welcome.
I tell people that I'm close to, I'll say, hey, I need to tell me about myself. Those that like Diana, if you saw something I did and you were to come back and I might have not would have said that. But the girls on the panel, there's some that's been with me for a year that's in the chat. And they're on Facebook. And if they send me something and say, hey, you did this, I take it to heart. I think about it. And there's times that, yes, I've said or done something that might have not is correct. But I'm glad I have people that would tell me about myself in a good way, in a way that is that I can change or tweak it, Yeah.
But not everybody
without messing up sometimes.
Not everybody is qualified to correct us. So, for example, a ditch digger would not be qualified to tell a brain surgeon how to do brain surgery, or a brain surgeon may not be qualified to tell a ditch digger how to dig a ditch. So we have to know who's qualified. And number one, what kind of place are they coming from? Is this a critical place or is this a corrective place? And there are people that we should not correct. You should not go in and correct your boss and say, hey, boss, you look really ugly in that dress or whatever. You have to know not all people should we correct. And we have to know who we should correct and who we should not correct. Remember, not all truthful words are right words. Okay, so that doesn't mean you lie. It doesn't mean that, if we say the wrong words to somebody, they may be truthful, but they may not be the right words.
Yeah, for sure.
Does that make sense?
I want to say, if I'm screwing up and I can do something better, if someone can point another way out for me to do something, a better way to get a better result, hell yeah, share your thoughts, right?
Yep.
For me today, there's not only one way to do something correctly, right? It's like, so actually where I'm at right now, it's my boy Cloud. I'm at Cloud's house, right, like apartment right now. He took the brunt of a lot of that for me. If you weren't doing it my way, it was wrong, right? So, and we would have physical altercations. We would yell and scream at each other, and things would get super ugly. But now, because I was able to make those amends and say, okay, you know, there is more than one way to skin a cat, pretty much.
Right, there's the right way to do. A right way to do it, and like I said, always discuss. I don't argue, and if I can't discuss, then I just walk away. And I walk away a lot in life. I have no problem about walking away from a negotiation, a discussion, anything. I have no problem about taking a level 3 relationship down to a level 0 relationship. You know, I have no problem like that. And let me see if I got another topic in here before we go today. I have so much homework. Oh my gosh, but at least I made the dean's list, so I'm excited. You know,
amazing.
Cool. A lot of homework. This stuff is hard. I mean, the stuff that I do is really, really hard. I sat here. So tonight I'll probably be sitting here till midnight. And Scott, yes, I'm going to start doing lives in the evening. I just don't know if they'll be tonight, tomorrow night, or a week from now, or a month from now. I don't know. I want to do the lives I want to do one during the day and one during the evening, but I need to be really caught up on my work and not exhausted. And number 2, they won't be from the kitchen because my whole family's home and at night. Yeah. And so I need to do them from the sunroom in my bedroom. So it's not as, you know, it's a nice room, but it's not as appealing as the kitchen. You know, it's not as open. So, you know, but, you know, I'll put something there, big painting or something, you know, and come on, usually I think around 10 or 11 o'clock at night, because that gets a whole different audience. And we won't stay on that long, maybe 30, 40 minutes, whatever. Who gets offended by people? I mean, some people live in offense. Do you live? I mean, people who live in offense, I think some people go around being offended all the time. I don't know if you've known people like that, but they've got a chip on their shoulder. They're almost looking to be offended.
Well, you're only going to see what you're looking for.
Yeah.
If you're looking for all the negative, that's all you're going to find. If you're looking for the positive stuff, that's what you're going to find. You know? Yeah. That's my experience.
Well, you know, and here's the other thing, though. You can be doing that too, but someone can do something to offend you because you know, what the guidelines are for my life or what my guidelines are, and somebody else's may not. But here, I think, is where the difference comes in. You're offensive, fine. But it is not up to me to go fix you, make you understand you're offensive, you know, call you a name. If somebody's offensive to me, I just walk away, you know, because why?
Not my story.
Yeah.
I'm not carrying your baggage around with me anymore. I'm done. Bye. Yeah. Have a nice day.
I don't have time to be mad. I don't have time for any of that. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of energy to be offended. Just move on. If you don't, if the person's offensive, get away from them. Get away from them. You know, that's right. That's right. And, you know, sometimes you know, they call it wishy-washy. I grew up with wishy-washy. You're wishy-washy when you change your mind. So people felt bad if they changed their mind. But you know what? Call me wishy-washy, but I changed my mind a lot. And I do it based on new information or new reasoning or whatever. I like to change my mind. I'm very much into changing my mind. Even when I come on, I'll change my mind. You know, what we're going to talk about or whatever. Hey, Stephen, welcome. And yeah, I change my mind all the time. I mean, I think we need to be more comfortable that it's okay to change our mind. You know, now, of course, if you make a contract on something, that's a little bit different. But, you know, on some things, you know, if I find out that someone's lied to me, I may change my mind and not have a relationship with them that I once was going to have. You know, you are able to change your mind.
Yeah.
And let's see what
that was a huge, right? If I didn't change my way of thinking or the way I perceive myself or the world about myself, nothing would have changed in my life.
Right. You've got to change how you
right?
see it.
So, yeah, and I had a crappy outlook of myself and the world about myself, and because I tried something different, I got a better result. You know, that's what I do. I keep trying new things until I get a better result, and I just keep doing that, and I can apply that to any aspect of my life. It doesn't matter what situation or event I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the other subject I wanted to deal with, and I always say, no matter where you are in life, God will meet you where you're at, and He will work with what you've got where you're at. And so many people think, oh my gosh, I've gone down this road so far that God can never meet me. My life can never turn around. Your life may not look the same as it would have had you not gone down that road, but God uses that road that we've been down to create a new amazing divine assignment for our lives. So say, for example, you've been in a situation in your life that you regret and you wish you hadn't or whatever, and you've decided to change it. God can use that where you've been and what's happened to you to help other people. So God will meet you right where you're at. It's never too late.
No, my higher power, just by listening and following direction, yep. I don't have to live in the what ifs anymore.
Yep.
No, I don't have to live in the what ifs. I used to be a poster child for living in the past. Yeah. I don't have to be that person either. I live in the present. I can live in the moment. I can seize the day, carpe diem. So I don't have to be that poster child living in the past. I can live in the present, and that's why they call it today. The present is a gift, and today I embrace that gift.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let me ask you guys on the close of our show today. How do you all feel about this time slot, and how do you all feel about the possibility of coming on, dropping by at 10 o'clock at night? I know Norgus goes to bed. How do you feel about the lives?
So for me, I like the afternoon lives. I'll be here probably on a regular basis on the afternoon lives. When I'm not working. So for 10 o'clock, I'm usually that's probably pretty much when I'm wrapping up and starting to do my nightly routine.
Okay.
To start going to bed. So for me, 10 o'clock is a little late. Maybe more like 8 o'clock, if that's doable, possibly.
I think I have to kind of see how all this college work pans out, but I'm getting caught up really, really fast. I still have a mountain of it today, but I think I will be able to get to the top of the mountain for this week. And so once I've got a grip on this work, I think I will be able to start coming on more and coming on, during the afternoon for sure. And then maybe not every night during the, at night, but some nights I may pop on like at 10 o'clock or whatever, and I have another lady friend that I've talked to from Facebook. I'm trying to bring her up.
That's a good time slot, Diana. A lot of people can't sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean that?
I'm likely to be awake, so.
Yeah. How about you, Cynthia? What you don't come on at night, or you could, or?
Oh yeah, no, I'm saying I probably could. It probably wouldn't be a problem. So.
Okay, good. I'm just trying to find out who can be on and who, because I would like to do, because we've got a very different group of people, and I think maybe we'll kind of go with more topics. I'll write down my topics, that I usually use for the videos, and then we can kind of pull the topic apart and get everyone's different opinion on it. Like today we discussed phases in a relationship and stuff like that, and how it relates to our own lives. Does that sound good, Scott and Norga as well?
Sounds great.
So what are y'all doing the rest of the day?
I'm gonna
work.
I just got a project finished, and I'm gonna go check on that, and then might check out another community. Gonna see what's going on. I want to have a smoke. Other than that, I'm going to. I have to be home later. I got to work tomorrow, so I'm gonna chill here at my boy's place for a little bit longer, and probably head home probably around 7 or 8 o'clock.
And what about you, Norgus?
I'm going to go out and I am going to go out on the porch and stretch my back out on that zero gravity chair. I'm going to stretch out.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
Okay, well, yeah, I have a massage chair in my living room, so I'm probably going to hit that for a few. So,
well, like Norcas and I were talking today, you get a lot of energy from the lives, and then after you get off the live, you're like, oh my gosh, you know. And
Yep.
I'm not going to have that luxury today. I got to sit behind this computer and do all my schoolwork. And so when I get off of here, I'm going to go get something to eat. Yes, I'm going to go get something to eat because I haven't eaten yet. I normally fast. I usually eat one meal a day or in a window or something. And then I'm going to come back over here, open up all the books, and I will be buried under all this schoolwork. Yep. I will be buried under this schoolwork today. But, you know, that's why I can sit here and answer people and stuff like that, because I'm sitting here and I like the distraction because, you know, there's so much schoolwork. So that's what I'm doing today, staying home and doing schoolwork. So hopefully soon, at the spur of the moment, we will go live at night. And whoever wants to jump on, you know, I'll just message you. And if you can jump on, that would be great. And I understand some of you are in bed. Some of you have other commitments. Sometimes I can't go on. You know, whatever. Gina says, great show. Gina, thank you so much. You are an amazing moderator. Anyone that doesn't have Van Life with Gina Payne, you've got to have Van Life with Gina Payne. Do you all have Van Life up there? Scott, Cynthia, Norgus, do you all have Van Life with Gina? She has you've got to go to it. You know, she has she still has less than 1,000, but she gets on her lives and on her she gets a lot of people. She's going to have a huge channel as time goes on. And so Van Life with Gina, you will love Van Life. I mean, she comes on every night with her video. She decided to move into her van, and she just has a great channel. I love it.
I love the Van Life channels. A lot of the
oh yeah, no, yeah, I got her the other day. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hey Cynthia, what are you going to do the rest of the day?
Well, you know, I got to finish demonstrating my new rose clay mask today.
Oh, you got to go on live, don't you? You have to go on live. What time are you going on live?
I do mine in the mornings before I come here, which is why you get this.
Okay. Now you have yours. You mainly do yours over on Facebook right now until you get your channel over here. So that's why we want to get your channel up bigger and running. We're all here to help each other. And the more that we're here, you know, my friends help you, and your friends help me. And we're working to help each other grow and become super channels. You know, we want to be super channels. You know, I'm so happy with, you know, where I'm at. And in the short time that I'm here, I've met so many amazing, wonderful people, friends that I feel like I know so well. And it's been amazing and wonderful. And we want to keep growing. The thing is, we want to where we're at while we grow.
Yeah.
Okay, everybody. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Norgus. Thank you, Cynthia. Love you all much. Love you, everybody. Thank you, Gina. Gina, we love you. Mwah, mwah. Let me give you all a big kiss. Well, I will see you all later. So let's all do it together though. Wait a minute. Let's all do this thing together. Now, you know how I do it. Okay, from my house to yours. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, we lost somebody. Wait a minute, Norgus, get back here. Norgus, let's see if we can get, she's ouch. Okay, so let's do it. 1, 2, 3. From my house to your house. May God bless you.
May God bless you.
And I hope to talk to y'all soon.
And I hope to talk to you all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.